Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy. Today, I can't believe it, but we're doing it day 5, look 5, with the Nikkie Tutorials palette. So, such a beauty. The artwork on this palette is out of this world. I absolutely adore it. In truthfulness, I actually got it for the way the palette looks. I sometimes do that with palettes. If I like the way a palette looks, I will try it. And also, I'd never tried the Beauty Bay formula. So it's a collaboration with Beauty Bay and Nikkie Tutorials. Now, I've been doing a lot of bold, colourful looks, so today I thought I would stick to more neutrals. So yeah, this is obviously what the palette looks like again. I have shown that in the last few videos. Right, so let's get some brushes. Been liking using this, where are you? This Urban Decay Naked Honey brush, so I'm going to start off with that. Just on the blender side. And then I'm going to go in with Zoma. Used it a whole bunch of times. Close that section off a minute. Now, there's kick up in the pans. I don't actually mind that. Doesn't actually fall out on your face. So yeah, I'm just going to apply this into the crease. You can just see how pigmented it is. I just want it to be a very simple eye look, so I'm not gonna go in with too many eyeshadows. It's more today is concentrating on the shimmers. But I absolutely love this matte shade. It's definitely one of my favourites in the palette. It's like a peachy nude shade. It's just gorgeous. Peachy pink nude shade, I would say. Not the best at describing, but and the blend, you barely have to, you know, you barely have to work on actually blending it. It does it for you. I mean, some are a little bit trickier than others. I think I'm going to put Mila in the outer V just as an extra shade. Again, I've used that shade, but it's getting to the point now where I've used it 5 days and it's going to get to the point where I've used pretty much every shade. There's a couple of shimmers that I haven't used, but after today I think I'm going to put the palette away, maybe pull it out at a later date to use this Mama Tutorials. I really should do a look with that before I put it away though. And also Roxy Catan, I've not used that. I don't know what I'm going to do now because I don't want to use any of those shades today. So just going to go in with Mila on the other side. Right, and then we're going to go in with some shimmers. I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to go in with Mr. Tutorials first. Look at that. And then I might go in with Underground over the top because they're really similar shades. Wow. I might leave a bit of a gap and go in with Roxy Catan there actually. These shimmer eyeshadows, metallics, whatever they are like a cream to powder formula. They remind me of like a high-end brand. They're just really nice. So over the top of that, I'm going to go in with Underground, just so we can use as many eyeshadows as possible. I'm not really seeing a difference there, if I'm being honest. I think the colours are just too similar, but that's what that looks like. Then I'm going to do the same on the left eye. She's done a really good job with this palette. I absolutely love this Mr. Tutorials. So she modelled this eyeshadow on Dylan, her partner, eye colour. If you've seen the reveal, you'll know that already. And she said that she really struggled to get the perfect shade. So yeah, it's just beautiful, isn't it? And she had him on camera saying, "Show them your eyes," and he was just really cute. They're just one of those couples that are too cute. I really love them both. So now we're going back in with Underground. And they're just so shiny. Right, so now I need to find a brush to go in with Roxy Catan. Not that one. Maybe this one will do it. I'm just going to colour switch it. It's from Primark, this one. It's got two sides, so it's a dual-ended brush. Just looks like that. I'm going to try and go in with the smaller side. She did say that it's better to go in with your fingers, but because I want it in a concentrated area, then yeah, it's just not doing anything. I'm just wondering if I've got this brush might do something. This one's a Real Techniques accent brush. Let me get my mirror. Yeah, so now we're going to try this one. No, it's just not working. And that's a little bit better. Let's see if we can bring that down to the inner corners. Yeah. That's about as good as it's gonna get. I would like to see what that looks like all over the eyelid, because it's such a beautiful eyeshadow. That nice pink Roxy Catan. But if I'm being honest, I do think Roxy Catan and Aura look very similar. I guess we'll only see it in the swatches. I'm going to show you the swatches and I'll compare them two against each other. Right, and the only thing that's missing from this palette is a cream ivory shade. So I'm just going to use my Too Faced palette for that. I just used a white chocolate shade, and it's one of the shades that's in my Project Pan the eyeshadow palette in 2020 anyway, so it just gives me a reason to use it. Right, and I've just had a thought. Why don't we add a pop of colour in? So we could go in with Amsterdam, that blue there, and then we could, over the top of it, go in with Mama Tutorials. That just saves me having to use a different look. Sorry, that just saves me having to do a different look with the palette, and then when I do my shot moustache, it can just go back. So I'm going to use this tiny brush from BH Cosmetics. It's really precise, and it's the 107 one. Right, so that makes it look really nice, a nice pop of blue. I was planning on just doing a neutral eyeshadow look, but because I haven't used Mama Tutorials, and that's kind of the main one in the palette, one of the main shades, I do want to use it. Right, so I'm going to go over with Mama Tutorials, which is a vibrant... What happened then? Right, so this one just seems chunkier. There's a hell of a lot more fallout. Don't want to get it too close to my eye. Yeah, that looks nice. So let's... Right, I was just looking for my eyeliner and mascara, so we're going back in with the Too Faced Love. Just a tight line. Then we will use this Makeup Gallery, turn up the volume and define. Just the usual mascara. Just blend the eyeshadow out a little bit. Not too much, because I don't really want to lose the pigment. I just want to make sure it's all blended. Right, so that's that. And then we're going to use this YSL Rouge Volute Shine in the shade 5. I'd already picked this out when I knew that I was going to do that neutral look. So yeah, I know I've got a pop of colour now on the eyelid, but I do want to use this more. It's a very expensive lipstick, and yeah, I just want to get my wear out of it really. It's more of a lip balm, I would say. I mean, it tints your lips like a tinted lipstick would. It's just so hydrating and moisturising. I really like it. Now, I wouldn't normally go for such a bright lipstick like this. I don't tend to wear bright colours. I think this is the only kind of pink fuchsia shade I've got in my collection. I think I've got a Smashbox one as well. We'll be bringing some mini lipsticks out for this lipstick edit in October. I've not done it yet. It will be going up in the next few days, I should imagine. I'm just a little bit behind because, sorry, I've been doing the 5 days with the Beauty Bay and Nikkie Tutorials palette. So this is what the eye look looks like. That could do with a bit of a blend. It's always the left eye, guys, just on the corner. Right, so that's what we're looking like. Let's do some swatches on the palette. If you're not interested in the swatches, you can just skip ahead to where I give you my final thoughts at the end, but it shouldn't take too long. I think there are 20 eyeshadows. Yeah, So we're going to do 5 at a time. So yeah, this is the palette. Once again, it's just such stunning artwork. They've done a really good job in representing Nikkie's personality and character, I think. So you've got the bright side here and the more darker side, and I've been watching videos on this and I do agree with what people are saying. So this is the darker side, but it's not really too dark. There's no black in there. All like the dark shades I would say are Slasher, because that's a really dark purple. 5 AM is dark, but it's not really dark. You'll see in the swatches. And then Amsterdam down here. So there's only really 3 shades out of there that are dark. And then you move on to the light side and you get obviously all the pastels and the bright shades, which I really love. So let's do this. So we're going on the first row first. Redemption looks patchy on my finger. That is just such a gorgeous orange. Now I didn't know I liked oranges until I used that, and I just really like it a lot. Then we're going into Blend and Snap, which is the pink. Then we're going into Ivy, which I believe was named after her dog. Just going to swatch that twice. Then we're going into Slasher, and then 5 AM. So I have used at some point or another in videos, have used all of those shades. So that's what it looks like. So we've got Redemption, Blend and Snap, Ivy, Slasher, and 5 AM there. So that's all the swatches of the first row. I just need to get some wipes now. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so now we're moving on to the second row, now that I've got my wipes. I think I've used all these as well now. So Roxy Catan. This is beautiful. I would definitely like to do an all over eyelid shimmer with this, but I'll probably do that at a later date. I've just used it in the inner corners today. I wanted to use as much of these eyeshadows as I possibly could. I don't know if I've used all of them. If I haven't, I'll tell you which ones I've not used. So then we went in with Vla, which is the yellow shade. I have used this a few times. Then Nikkie, which is the red in the palette. I was so surprised with this because I don't normally wear red eyeshadows, but for the sake of doing the videos I wanted to make sure I tested as many of the eyeshadows as possible, like I just said earlier. Mila is up next. Underground, which we've mixed today with Mr. Tutorials. Right, so Underground isn't really that pigmented. You'd have to go in a few times if you like it really pigmented, that is. That's probably why I wasn't noticing too much of a difference. Maybe I should have put Underground on first and Mr. Tutorials over the top. We'll see how Mr. Tutorials hand swatches in a second. So we've got Roxy Catan there, which is on the inner corner. We've got Vla, is it Vla? Yeah. Nikkie, Mila, and Underground. So that's all the shades there. Let's take them off. Right, so it's several hours later. I've charged the light up fully. So we're just going to go in with the next 2 rows. So the next one is called Plot Twist. It's that really nice pale blue shade that I've used. It's really nice and smooth. Then we've got Aura. Then Basic Trut, which is a nice crease shade. Then All In. Do that one again. then Ooh, which is that really nice green. Right, so that's the shades from that row. Aren't they nice? So we've got Plot Twister, then we've got Aura, we've got that really nice crease shade there, which is Basic Trut, All In, and Ooh. So that's them there. And I've used every shade from that row as well. What I wanted to do though is just swatch those two pinky shades and see just how similar they are. They do look similar in the pan, or it just looks a little bit darker. So there's 3 like pink shimmers in the actual palette. So we've got Roxy Catan, Aura. Yeah, you can see this one's just a little bit similar, so it does warrant having them both in. But maybe it would have looked good with a different shade in a different shade other than pink, because like I said, there are 3 different pink shimmers. Right, then we're going on to the last row. So again, I've used all these shades. Right, so that is the last and final row. Very, very beautiful. So we've got Pride here, Zoma, Mama Tutorials, Amsterdam, and Mr. Tutorials there. That is just such a lovely, lovely shade, and so's that Pride shade there. Absolutely love them. This shade here I really do like as well, the Mama Tutorials, but it's very, very chunky compared to the other shimmers in my mind, and it feels like it's different formula as well. The others feel like they're kind of like a wet, cushiony formula, whereas that shade just feels like a normal shimmer. It's not put me off the palette or anything, but yeah, it's just something to bear in mind. It is quite a chunky eyeshadow compared to the other eyeshadows in the palette. Do I think it's worth the money and would I repurchase? So I do actually think it's worth £25. I would definitely repurchase this, but it is a limited edition, guys. At the moment it's back on Beauty Bay and you can actually buy it. So I'm not going to repurchase it at this point because I don't think I would go through eyeshadows of this size. I mean, look at the size of the pans. So yeah, I don't think I would go through eyeshadows of this size, so I wouldn't repurchase it at this point. But if it was like further down the line and they decided to bring it back because it sold really well, then I don't really see why I wouldn't. So the net weight of this palette is 20 times 2.3 grams per eyeshadow. I think that is a really, really good. I mean, the massive eyeshadows, I mean, I don't think I'd ever go through any of those eyeshadows at that, of an eyeshadow of that point. What do my single eyeshadows normally have in them? Just hang on. Right, so this is speaking volumes. This is one of the Essence Melted Chrome eyeshadows. This has 2 grams in it, and the eyeshadows in the Nikkie Tutorials palette has 2.3 grams. So I don't think I would ever use one of these up. These are kind of a similar formula. They're like a wet, cushiony type shade, and that one reminds me of Underground and Nikkie Tutorials. More Underground, I would say, because it's quite sheer. But yeah, not Nikkie Tutorials. It reminds me of Underground. That eyeshadow reminds me of Underground. So yeah, I do think it's worth the money, as you're getting 2.3 grams in every single eyeshadow. So yeah, I would highly recommend this palette. I've managed to create some beautiful looks this week. I will leave them all at the end of the video in a playlist so you can go and check them out. It ranges from being everyday neutrals to like Like this I would class as an everyday neutral with a pop of colour, but I have done one that is just like a neutral eyeshadow look. And then we've done pastels and we've done bolds. So yeah, I've used all of these eyeshadows. The only thing that I'd want to do now is try Roxy Catan, that one there, and then try Mama Tutorials just by themselves all over the lids. But I'm not going to do that at this point. Like I said, it will go away now, and we can at least go and shop my stash. So shop my stash should be going up in the next couple of days. This concludes the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time. It means the absolute world to me. Please like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Please share and please comment, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.